how's it going, you guys? So, back with a tutorial. This one's for a randomized crate. I made a poll on my main channel a while back stating which video you guys would like to see for a tutorial, and you guys voted for a crate, and like a randomized crate, so whenever you buy the crate, it'll just give you a random item depending on what rarity it is, and so that's what this video is here for today. So, as you can see, I just need to explain everything first before we actually get into the commands. I have common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. And these are just based for my map. You guys can have whatever item you want it to be. This one's item based. It's not money based. Scoreboard is what I mean when I say money. So you're gonna need to use items for the detection. And then for this, so how it works is when you put the currency in the center, as you saw in the demonstration, as soon as you close it, then it will eat the money, and then it'll replace it with an item. So the reason why it doesn't take the currency as soon as you put it in is because the block, since the barrel is open, then it can't match the blocks outside the map. Since these barrels are closed, and the one where you're putting the currency in and it's open, then it won't match the blocks with the command block, meaning it will not clone it, basically. And so the hardest part about this is literally just going to be the coordinates. So the coordinates in my command blocks will not match the coordinates in yours. So you're going to have to just kind of pay attention to what my stuff is for it. But we're going to start with the this chain here. So for each of these, it's just a copy and paste pretty much. I just have it on a 10 tick. I will try and explain this the best I can. It's going to be kind of tricky. So if blocks here. So the first coordinate here, these first two coordinates. So this is if I do the actual command in chat, just so I can show you what I mean. So when I do if blocks, I have to do the first set of coordinates is the begin, the second coordinates is the end, and the third coordinates is the destination. So as you can see, the first two are the begin and end, and that's just for the detection. So I'll show you here in a second. And then this set right here is for the coordinates. And you're just going to do all, and then you're going to do run, and then this will set a redstone block on this chain. So this goes common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. So that's what all these, again, it's literally just all copy and paste. So once you kind of understand what you're going to do for this, then you can do that. And then here are all the rows here. So this is all the costs in order, going from common all the way to legendary here. And then also these are organized on order. So the common row is in line with the row of commands as well, kind of like uncommon, rare, that's rare, and then legendary, and that's a legendary chain. So they're all in order. But the cost here, I just have it set to this. So this is the cost, for this, and then so this is the common, uncommon, rare right here, epic, and then the legendary for my cost. But that's kind of what I have for mine. But yeah, so for the coordinates, the first two coordinates are the coordinates for the barrel for the one inside the shop itself. So you don't want to make it the barrel outside the map that you're going to be cloning from, or detecting from, I should say. It's going to be the coordinates of this barrel. So as you can see, the Y level, the middle coordinate, which is the Y, it's -59, but when I say on the top, it's -58. But the first and last coordinate, 63, -26, right? And imagine myself being one block lower, which would be -59. So you just want to kind of match yourself with that, and then I'll show you here. If I match that, see, 63, -59, -26. So that's what you do for these first two coordinates, right? And then this next one, you're going to match it to whatever rarity it is. So for my common, this is my cost for my common. And again, they're all in order here. So it's just a copy and paste from this. So what I would do next is I would just get the coordinates for this, and same thing, 76 for the first one, and then -32 for the last piece, and then it'll be -60 for the barrel, because if I go a block down, it says -60. When I go back up, it says -59. So this will be -60 for the Y level. And so if you noticed here, see, 76, -60, -32. And so that's what these coordinates are for. And then if you notice here, so you see how it's 76, negative 60, negative 32, right? If I go to the uncommon, now it's 77, negative 60, negative 32. So all I'm doing is just going a block forward. So this is the uncommon, right? And if you see, it says 76 in the top left for the first coordinate. And then when I move a block forward, now it says 77. So it kind of depends on how you set it up in your map. Maybe your rows are going this way in your map, so maybe it'd be going, you know, this way. So it says negative 32 here, but then it goes that way for negative, you know, 33 and so on. So it depends on how you orientate your rows, but mine, it's facing this way, so it goes by the first coordinate. So as you noticed here, it goes from 76 all the way down to 80. And so if you notice, you know how I said 80? If I go here, it says 80. So again, all it is for these rows is you're just matching the coordinates for each one of these. Now the set block, these, so I have, again, my set of coordinates, and again, you're just going to want to orientate the set block on the row here. So for the row of all these, you're just going to want to orientate it on this. And what this is, I just have it on a 10 tick. This is just filling the block air. So if I were to put a redstone block here, then it would just fill the air, is what that does. And if you notice, since I did that, it should not have anything. Yep. So the only time it actually puts anything in there is if the blocks are matching, which is, it's just using the same what I did earlier from there. So just for future reference. Now I'm gonna get into the crates here. So these are gonna be not necessarily complicated, but you can set this up however you want. But I have 12 crates, so if you notice here, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So I have 12 crates here, and each of these I have my own items. At the I'll just showcase them now. So I'll get into the what's inside the crates now, but again, it differs for what you want to do for your map. So I'm gonna get started with my common. So I'm just gonna go in each barrel one by one of what I have for each one of my crates. If you want to copy me, again, it's completely different on how your map works, but it's just kind of a demonstration of what I have in my crates. And then that was my common row. Now we're moving to the uncommon row. So my map, while I'm just showing this, since I'm not explaining anything really difficult, the map that I'm showcasing now with this tutorial, it's just a mob killer. So you just kill mobs, and then you use their mob loot to buy better things. Actually, I'll showcase what that book was. That was a protection one. Now we're moving on to the rare. But this map is basically a it's just like an infinite mob killer basically. And so the idea is that you kill mobs and then you use their mob loot to buy more stuff. And so it's like a grinder basically. So it's like a mob grinder. So you're just grinding mob loot to buy better stuff. And we're moving on to the epic. But yeah, so you use that mob loot to buy better stuff, which in turns, it's just like a big cycle. So rotten flesh gives you this, like, certain crates, or you can buy stuff in my shop or whatever. And so the idea is you're using this mob loot to just get more stuff basically, and then there's bosses as well, moving on to the legendary. But that's basically what this map is. And so I just have my items orientated to like how I want this to function. So what I have in my crates does not have to match what you have in yours, but this is basically what I have in mine, just as an example. Alright. Okay, now that was what I have in my crates. So I'm going to move on to these commands here. Now I'll just showcase one row. I do not need to showcase all of them. It's just copy and paste and then just changing the coordinates. So this is going to get a little bit more complex, but kind of like what I told you earlier, how the this first bit here, where the if blocks, and then it's the coordinates for these first two are the coordinates for the one for the barrel inside there, and then this coordinate is for the one that's caught or detecting from, like this one for example. And so So you're basically just going to use that for each one of these rows. Like, as you noticed in that common, it said 76, like that first bottom command. And then you notice in this one, now it says 77. So again, the most complex part is just copying the coordinates. So this is create 1 through 12. So if the barrel inside the shop matches the common cost crate, then it will random crates. So this is a fake player. So a fake player, think of an entity, but it doesn't actually have to be in the world. So you can just put anything. You could just put, like, you could just spam letters, like you could literally just, that could be a name. Like, it doesn't even have to be anything complex. It's just a fake player can just be any sort of like a fake entity, basically. So if I do this, for example, so you see how there's the player target and then all these selectors, excuse me, and then instead of doing a selector or a player name, I can just do this, great, and then I can just pick a score of what I want to do. And so yeah, that's basically what that is. It's just a fake player. So the first one is the fake player name, and the second one is the actual scoreboard. So for this, I'll showcase this now. You're gonna need to make a scoreboard. So what you need to do is you're gonna have to do /scoreboard objectives add, and then you're just gonna call it crate, and then you're gonna do dummy. And so obviously I already have mine made. And so that's what you need to do here. And then since I have 12 crates, you don't have to do 12. You can do just the minimum is, you could do like 4 if you really wanted to. But I have 12, so you're gonna do one. So you're gonna do random, and then you're gonna have 1 to 12. Okay. And then for the next one, what this is doing, and this is detecting if the crates match. Then it'll do a barrel open sound, and it'll do it on the coordinate of the actual barrel inside the shop. This 0.9, this is the what do you call it? This is the volume, and it starts from 1, so it could start from 0 all the way to like 900,000, I think. And then this one is the speed, so I just have it at half the speed of like a normal barrel open sound. And then now we're going to get on to the actual cloning. So for this one, this is very important. Only for the first crate in the clone, you want this on 1 tick, and if you noticed on the rest, they're all 0 tick. But you want the first one to be on 1 tick, because these two, you need to make sure these two function first. And if you have it on 1 tick, then it 100% makes sure that these two work. Okay, now this one, again, it's going to be a little bit more confusing, but it's just copy and paste. So these, again, first two coordinates are just copy and paste of each other. This is the barrel inside the shop. This is the cost barrel, all. And then for this one, you're going to do if score crates, which is the fake player, crate, which is that scoreboard for the crate, and then you're going to do matches 1. So this is if when it picks a random score from 1 to 12, if that score was picked as 1, then that is so it's literally all you're doing is going forward. So this one was 76, now it's 77, now it's 78, and all you need to do when you add like a new command, so this is the first one, all you have to do is, since my direction is facing this way and my coordinate's going up that way, so all I'm doing is changing the coordinate to 77 and then changing the score to 2. And then if you notice in the third one, it's a pattern, changing the matches to 3 and then changing this to 78. And if you see in 4, changing it to matches 4, changing it to 79. So it's literally, for the rest of these, I'm just going up for mine. Again, it's different for what coordinate yours is going through, but however your row is orientated, you just want to go forward, if that makes sense. Like, let's say your row is facing this way, then yours could go like this way, and you'd have to follow the last coordinate, the Z, but mine's facing it's going up, positive X. So it just kind of depends on how your rows are orientated. So it's literally just a copy and paste. And for an example, the last one, all it is match this 12 and then 87, which is, as you can see right here, the coordinate of the last one. And so that's all you have to do for that. And then I'll showcase the next row. Just as an example, you don't need to see all the rows. It's literally just copy and paste. So this one, instead of 76, you're gonna do 70. Instead of yeah, no, or yeah, I'm getting mixed up. I mean, instead of -30, you're gonna do -28. So if I go here, right, in the uncommon row, now the row is -28. So you're just gonna orientate your command blocks with the rows. Okay, so this one, -28, right? If I go to the rare section, -26, right? So if I go into the command as an example, create one, -26, right there. And so it's just matching. You get the epic, right? -24. If I go into here, -24. So all you're doing is just matching the coordinates with the costs and then the coordinates of the crates for the actual thing. So remember, this is detecting, this is the crate inside, and then this is the cost crate. So this one is the rare, so this one is 78, right? So this one will be my middle one, which is right here. Okay, so all you're doing is each row, you're just moving up a coordinate, right? So this one, for example, you see this one's 79 in the first coordinate. If I go here, right, as an example, 79. So all it is copy and paste. Do the first row, complete, and then just use like a /clone or a structure block, and then just paste it over one. And then you just change up the coordinates. That's all it is. And then after you change up the coordinates, then it's just the same thing for the next rows. So all this is it's the most difficult part is matching the coordinates, and that's really it. And so this was my randomized crate. This is quite literally, this is probably the simplest way you can do it. But yep, so it just requires these commands on repeating. Just make sure all these commands are by the shop. So this is a good distance. This doesn't require a ticking area unless you want these far away from the shop, then it will. But if the commands are right next to the person, then you'll be fine. This is a perfect distance. Like right here is perfect. And so literally all it is just having them be here, and then they just put the item inside here, and then boom. And there you go. That was my randomized crate. This is, again, the simplest one you can probably make in Bedrock. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Any questions, comment below. I'll try to explain the best I can in comments. Again, I have trouble doing that because it's just kind of hard. But yeah, this was my tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.